Welcome back, guys, to the second half of the Top Cut. I am Crims, and again, these guys are these guys, and we are now doing viewer questions. We're going to be starting it off with a question that was asked on Monday by Michael Hopkins, and he asked how long the Top Cut playmats take to ship, and can they get them signed at Nationals. The Top Cut playmats should take about 3 days from the date of purchase to get shipped, and absolutely, you're more than welcome to get them signed at Nationals. Just take it with you, and we'd be honored. Yeah, the Top Cut playmats actually just went on sale recently, within the last few days, and Kyle's going to show us one right now.
3 days? What are you doing?
Oh, I just happen to have one on hand.
There it is. Wow, man, that thing actually looks pretty cool. I hope I get mine soon, by the way.
Yeah, where's mine?
Yeah, they're in the mail.
Well, yeah.
In all seriousness, I did ship out the first ones, so thank you to the people who bought first ones. We have sold a couple, so those should be delivered shortly. Sent them out 2 days ago.
Cool. Including mine, right?
And mine?
No.
Yeah, you're abysmal.
You're not customers, sorry.
Yeah, they do look really cool, and I can't wait to get my hands on mine. Wink, wink. But yeah, we only have a very limited supply, so if you guys are interested in purchasing them, please purchase them soon, because we have no idea when we're going to be running out.
Yeah, you can get them on the site. There's a whole big picture where it says playmats are on sale. There's a big thing you can click, so just go to our website if you really want one. You can buy one. It'll help support us, and it's a cool playmat, if I say so myself. Thanks to Chris Bloom for the design, and it turned out really well.
Absolutely. And other people have, well, we constantly get asked if we're going to be streaming, whether it be on our Top Cut page or just privately. The streams aren't scheduled. Hopefully we'll be able to schedule them relatively soon, because it would be nice to be able to have some sort of schedule to go off. But either way, we do randomly stream it. If you guys ever want to watch a stream, just mention it, and if we're available, we'd absolutely love to.
I mean, I started working again, so I won't be able to really stream that much. Maybe every once in a while. So it's going to be up to you guys to stream.
Yeah, which is fine. Me and Pram have actually done one impromptu stream, which didn't turn out very well. But we hope to be able to do some more, because it actually was pretty fun. I can't lie about that.
Aren't you playing StarCraft or something?
It turned out great on my side.
Well, no one wants to see that.
Hey, we split the series, buddy. Can't remember what matches we had.
Yeah.
We split the series, and I know that much.
We just went like 2 auto wins versus 2 auto losses.
That's true. Darkrai Zoroark is not very good, by the way. I tried. I really tried. Just not good enough. Alright, Jason Lindsay asked what everyone's favorite Dark Dot deck variant is. Go figure. That was just what I was getting at. Zoroark Weavile, which is what I tried. Darkrai Tornadus EX, Darkrai Smeargle, or Darkrai Trakian. Drew, you are the only one that's actually played in this format?
What are you talking about?
Just because he played in a battle road doesn't mean anything.
Hey, man, he's the most qualified right now.
Dustin was playing Darkrai Weavile with a bunch of Smeargles, so it looked pretty solid. I like that. I like the Weavile aspect. I think Weavile is easier to get going than a Zoroark, obviously, so I'm behind it.
Alright. Anybody else?
Yeah, I played a couple games of the Zoroark deck, and it was just like I thought it would be. I didn't think Zoroark would work at all, and the games I played, it really didn't at all. It's just too tough to get all those Pokemon in play, and then when you finally do, I mean, it's only got 100 hit points to stage 1. Sure, you have the Ascension aspect of it, but it just doesn't work. It's really clunky. And you actually have to commit so many deck spaces just to run more Pokemon, because you do need like the full bench in order to take advantage of Zoroark. So you clog up your deck with so many Pokemon, and you always have like catcher targets, because usually you have to end up benching like a Darkrai too. So that's always there for like Terrakion decks to knock out, and it just like doesn't flow well, doesn't really work that well. So I don't like the Zoroark at all. I like just the ones that focus on Darkrai, and Smeargle is good always. And I don't know about Weavile, but you probably can't go wrong with that either.
So really, you think any Darkrai variant you're gonna be behind?
Yeah, I mean, Dark Patch and Darkrai are the 2 best cards in the set, and hey, they work together. So
They do. What about you, Pram?
I agree with Kyle. From what I noticed, Zoroarks were a little hard to get out fully powered. I mean, just because you had to have so many, like you either had a full bench, or somehow you couldn't get 2 energy, or when you did, if they ever dealt with like the one Zoroark you had, you just kind of floundered around. So I thought it was just like a little inconsistent, I guess would be the word. But I think I agree that Darkrai is like the real deal. Like I don't know.
Front runner.
I don't know how the best way to build it yet, but I think Darkrai is definitely going to be tier 1 all the way through Worlds. It may even win Worlds. Who knows? Win Nats, Worlds, whatever.
Yeah,
Such a front runner.
It's hard not to say that. You know, I did try the Zoroark deck. It's the one deck I've actually tried, just because it looked cool and I was interested to see if it would work. It didn't. Darkrai is the real deal, though, and the games that I did win were because of Darkrai. So, I mean, Darkrai is just going to be good, and that's all you can really say about it. I think Tornado CX is a natural partner for it, simply because of the fact that it resists the cards that actually beat you. So, we'll see what happens, but that does look like the best deck right now, or the best Darkrai version right now. So, let's see here. Next question is from Jason Klasinski. I'm going to assume he's asking if we think that Durant's good for Nationals. Let's go with that.
I think he intended to troll us on purpose.
Yeah, well, let's just go with that one. And
skip the real question for that.
We'll get back to that one too.
Yes,
but,
Durant will be good at Nationals, sure.
All right.
If you like losing, yes.
Just strong words. Strong words.
All right. Well, we'll ask this one. Carl Strand Jr. If you're going to play in a trainer lock heavy metagame, what would be more fun, Crobat Prime or Gengar Prime? Sir, that's lost to Vanillix. I'm assuming you lost to Vileplume Vanillix. So, why don't you give us your answer? Crobat Prime or Gengar Prime? What's more fun? You know what the cards do.
I do.
I do.
All right.
I'm just thinking it over in my head.
Well, I mean, Gengar's always going to be more fun than Crobat, because throwing stuff in the Lost Zone, that's infinitely more fun than poisoning someone. So if you're going for fun, Gengar, obviously. Unfortunately, Gengar is weak to Dark, meaning you will lose to Darkrai 100% of the time. Maybe you would win like 1 out of 100 games, if you're lucky, against a Darkrai deck.
Yeesh.
But Crobat's not much better against Darkrai either, I guess. It does have free retreat.
Doesn't it have like 100 HP only?
What?
Crobat?
No, it's got 130, I think.
Yeah, it's like 130.
Still, Gengar's more fun. No better feeling than just hurtling your opponent's Pokemon in the Lost Zone. And it's better against Trainer Lock.
And I think there's no better feeling than saying, I win.
Not Lost World, yeah.
Not I'll take my last prize. No. I win the game.
You just throw the stadium out there, you got 6 in their Lost Zone, you sit there like, I'll pass. You just leave the Lost World out there. Yeah, you see that, buddy? Yeah. I can win whenever I want.
Sky Arrow Bridge.
And then they counter it, and you're like, ooh. Maybe should have done that.
You just play it down. You just play it down, and you just give them the cold stare. You're just like you like just look at the board with your finger on your forehead, just thinking about it. And you're just like,
I gotta declare myself the winner or not?
You guys are taking this question to the next level, man. Crobat or Gengar?
Gengar.
Realistically, I can't envision a metagame that's trainer lock heavy where Gengar or Crobat would be viable. But if you had to pick one just for fun, it would be Gengar.
Good. Andrew goes answerless. Alright. Next question. Nate Blevins. Story time. Pooka, how'd you lose to Lugia Legend?
We skipped a question, dude.
Yeah, we did.
No, you skipped a real one.
I don't know.
Okay.
After that one, you guys can...
So, I was playing on Pokemon TCG Online. I was using my Kyogre Groudon Legend with Vileplume and Reuniclus. It's basically a worse version of Ross's deck. And you just get out a KGL, you Mega Tidal Wave, and you deck them out. It's more fun than the normal Ross deck, the Truth, whatever. And my opponent was I think it was some little girl from Italy who just played non-stop. She had like more wins than anybody on the entire system. Maybe only second to Cena Gaziaskar at the time, which she was close, but her deck was just bad. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I was seeing all sorts of stuff. Like, I use Mega Tidal Wave and I discard like 5 different types of Pokemon. One of them was a Slowking Prime, and I'm just like, what is this deck? And I'm sitting there like, can't lose this one. And then a Lugia Legend comes down, uses the power, gets all 3 energy types, and knocks out my KGL, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I had to do a double take, because I was like, wait, I got knocked out? What happened? There's nothing there. Then I see the Lugia Legend, I'm like,
is Drew
no.
frozen?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay.
It's a good picture to be frozen on.
And I was like, no way, I just got knocked out by that thing. And I actually didn't have a second attacker prepared because, like, you look at the board and, like, they're trainer locked. They have no threats on the board. Okay, there's no way I'm ever going to get knocked out. I have Vileplume and Reuniclus. What could possibly go wrong? And Lugia Legend is what happened. And I got Elemental blasted for 200 and I lost the game.
All I heard is the last sentence, which is good enough for me.
Yeah, I like how you ask me to explain these stories and then you don't listen.
I wasn't asking for myself. There's a big difference. I was busy looking up the real question that I skipped, and there's no way I'm asking that one. You guys are ridiculous.
There's one right under that question, though.
Can you please read it? Because I can't see it. Maybe I'm just blind.
From James Proctor.
All CMT go all to that.
All right, go for it. Ask away.
I'm going to rephrase it a little bit. I don't know about the grammar exactly, but I guess how's CMT going to do if you decide to play it at Nationals?
Oh, that's not what he asked. There's no way
Close enough.
You can add that many words. That's got to be against the rules of, like, reading or something. Sheesh.
Alright, I'll ask it the way it was originally worded, okay? How CMT go all to Nationals if Will Howe can?
Yes. Yes. That's the answer.
Is this Pig Latin?
No. Absolutely not.
English. And words are randomly capitalized.
Alright, man. CMT will do fine at Nationals, I'm sure.
I actually don't like CMT anymore. The Celebi is a big viability because of Darkrai. It can just get knocked out in 2 hits with the 30 damage. So I think CMT takes a big thumbs down.
Leave it to you to give a real answer to that.
It's a real... I mean...
It's a real question. It's a real question.
CMT was
oh my God.
second best deck.
Oh.
I think CMT is going to be fine because of the Tornadus EX.
Oh, I think I'm dying. You guys might actually be seeing my last show on the Top Cut. I am dying here. Sheesh.
It'll do fine. Tornadus EX is pretty strong.
Indeed it is.
Yeah, I just don't like the Celebi anymore. It's a big target for Night Sphere, the 30 damage.
Yeah, I mean, you could just play less Celebes. Maybe just like 1 or 2.
Kind of your deck.
Tornadus EX is your deck, let's be real. Your deck is turn A to CX, and maybe sometimes I'll need that extra energy attachment.
Might as well just add Darkrai in there because it's really good, and then Dark Patches, and then Celebi's not really very good. Take it out.
Oh, and then you can play one Shaman, and then you can move the dark energies over. Oh, it's so genius.
All right.
All right. Next question is from Edmund Nell. He says, "What about the the Zeals versus Troll Show Match series? Is this still on or is it not on?"
I mean, sure, if you still want it to play out. It came at an awkward time because you wanted it to kind of illustrate how the matchup played out. The Zekrom Electric versus the Tornadus Terrakion deck. It was, I guess, kind of a big deal going into regionals. But now Dark Explorers came out, and the deck's changed a lot. So I don't know how exactly we're going to go about that. Just need to contact the other people that were supposed to play. We'll still do it, sure, but it's going to look a lot different than probably what you expected it would when we first started. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so if people don't know what it is, this guy Edmund Nelson, he offered to put up some money for a show match, like a best of 7, yeah, best of 7, between one player playing Zekrom Electric, the other player playing the Troll deck, and the winner would get like $50 or something like that. So it'll be streamed. It'll be something cool for people to watch, and we can definitely do that. We just haven't really coordinated it yet.
Okay. From a viewer's perspective, I would like to see a different show match be shown. One more relevant, but still a show match.
Well, he's the one putting out the money, and that's the one he wanted to see.
I understand. I'm just saying from a viewer's perspective. And yeah, I just feel like it would be more relevant. But either way, it would be cool to see some more show matches from Pokemon players. Not necessarily just YouTube, but other Pokemon players in general, and just posting them on the internet. Those seem really fun to watch in people's spare time. Next question is from Dax Edmondson. Do you guys all see Pokemon Collector or Junk Arm being reprinted since they are such staples? Also, do y'all think Durant will make a top cut at Nationals? Because I went 4-2 at Battle Roads and only saw 2 Heatmore and never got matched up against them.
First question, no. I doubt they'll get reprinted. All because the card's a staple now doesn't mean it'll be a staple later. Plus, it's nice to see some variety every so often. I think Catcher would be a lot less, wouldn't be as dominant. Like, I think Catcher would be actually pretty okay if it was you could only use 4 catchers throughout the game if you maxed out on them. But you know, with Junk Arm, you can go, I can just Catcher 8 times, max, and that's where it starts getting dumb. And then Durant, I'm sure 1 or 2 will make it into the cut because we have such a large cut.
Yeah, we do have a top 64, top 128 cut.
128.
We've had 128, and one year we had 256 or something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Did we? Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We had 2 pods and we had a top 128 cut on each pod.
Or was it? No, that's not right.
Wasn't it like St. Louis?
It was 128.
It's still 128, but it was 2 pods of 64.
Yeah.
So we've always had 128? Or do we just have
biggest,
top 64 now?
128 has been the largest it's been.
Yeah, I think it's always been 128.
It's been 128 for past 3 years, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Sheesh. These are some big cuts. Absolutely. I'd be surprised if we don't see. I'd be surprised if we don't see Lugia Legend make the top cut there. But
maybe a couple.
I'd be surprised if we see a couple.
And a Kling Klang.
Come on, man. Now you're just getting out of hand. You're getting rambunctious here. Nate Blevins, are there going to be any Darkrai tins? I don't think there are. But I'm not the person to ask for this type of stuff.
Be nice if there were, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any announcements of it, at least. All right, next question is from Ben Potter. What do you think is the best card for Nationals?
No, you have to read what he wrote.
What to you is the best card?
What do you is the best card for Nationals?
The best.
Is this the new gimmick?
This is a terrible gimmick.
Best card is whatever I play 4 of in my deck.
Junk card.
Are you kidding me, Pram?
I have many best cards then. Hey,
Basic
man.
fighting energy. I don't know,
I said
man.
4 of, man.
Best card right now.
Excel Gore.
Probably
Legend Box.
Junkar?
Legend Box.
I'll give a real answer. Well, no, not Junkar. Pont, probably.
Really? That's your card as best card?
Dark
Yeah.
Cry EX. Okay.
Pokemon Catcher.
I was
Move
thinking
on.
it was like between Catcher and Darkrai, and you go Pont.
Hey, man. Can't win without Pont.
You can't win without Catcher or Darkrai.
Alright, fine. There's a lot of best cards. Alright, Alright, Timothy Bauer. Does donking a lone Darkrai EX, turn 1, with Lugia Legend, give you the biggest sense of accomplishment ever?
No, but it's up there.
Be a nice,
Pretty good feeling.
Nice
As a guy who's played Legend Box many, many, many times, I don't think I ever beat somebody turn 1 with it. And I was
I've
running
never
like...
beat anybody with it.
Oh, I've beaten people with it. But, I mean, this was playing like Entei Raikou, Suicune Entei, RDL, Lugia. Never happened. So if you ever have this happen in the tournament, be sure to take out your phone and take a picture. I don't care if you get in trouble, just do it. And send it to us, and we will mention it. But don't set it up. This has to happen in a tournament.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the biggest accomplishment ever would be, but not that, man. Not Lugia Legend. That's I feel ashamed of anything. I feel dirty, and I'd have to go take a shower immediately afterwards. All right, Chris Ginthy. Question for Pooka. What are the EX basics to playing Clean Clang?
Well, you're playing Rainbow Energy, so you can really play whatever you want. I don't know the details of the deck exactly. I know it plays Metal, obviously, because you move it around. It plays Rainbow. I don't know if it plays Prism, because that wouldn't work around the evolutions, but I've heard people play Groudon EX, because it's obviously really good against Darkrai, and good against Lightning Pokemon. And I've actually heard some play Kyogre EX, which I don't really understand, but I guess you can choose one to put it down. Really, you can play almost any big, basic Pokemon. The important thing is that it won't get knocked out, and then you can move all the energy off, and you can max potions. So, I guess you just kind of play the types of... you just play whatever gives you weakness advantage over your opponents. So right now, it would probably be Groudon. And you just got to make sure they have a ton of hit points so they don't get knocked out in one hit.
All right. So, pretty much anything. The standard Pooka answer.
No, Groudon, any EX with 180 hit points. I mean,
Take your binder, turn it over, give it a nice shake. Take a couple of them.
Whatever lands face up. If it's face down, it means it's not for you.
You can play Entei if you really want.
Now you're talking. Now you're talking my language. Next question is from Justin Sanchez, our national champion. Let the trash talking begin. Kyle, are you going to go for a 4th consecutive top 4, or will another no-name giant stomp his wrath upon the Pokemon scene? Or stop his wrath, I guess.
No name giant. Wouldn't it be like No Name David? Stop.
No. Justin Sanchez is a giant, my friend.
So
I'm gonna go for a 4th consecutive top 4. It's not gonna happen, but
so is
a guy can dream.
So is Kyle always David because he always wins?
I mean, you're not the underdog forever if you start winning.
You can
That's
be.
not how it works.
You can be the physical David.
All right.
Hey, man.
This analogy isn't going to work, buddy. Just
Hey
give it
man,
up.
if you go up against like the Big Show.
If I go up against the Big Show,
Lost episode? Can we just like lose this episode and just forget about it, forget it ever
You go
happened?
up against the Big Show,
Just
but the
take it.
condition is you have to play, I don't know, speed.
What could Kyle beat?
Blackjack.
Arm wrestle him first.
No.
Arm wrestle.
You're the physical David, but you're the mental Goliath.
What?
Where is this?
Why
I
am I?
don't know, man. I'm just trying to make it work.
I feel like this is
Cut your
the one
losses, move on.
giant troll day. Troll day. All right. All right. John Roberts II asks, I think straight dark decks are fragile and inconsistent. Darkrai is the only reason it wins, and Terrakion takes care of that. What do you think about the playability of straight dark decks during the rest of BRs and Nats? On an added note, would any of you be willing to play against my Kling Kling EX deck sometime in the near future?
Here you go, Crim. Man up.
Yeah, absolutely. I would absolutely love to play against Kling Kling EX. Proven wrong. But his question is...
The whole game you're going to be sitting there like, where's the Kling Klang EX? I don't see it.
Yeah. Took me a little while to realize that there was no Kling Kling EX, but whatever. Alright, so anyways, I think I shouldn't say established, but I think that it's common theory right now that Darkrai is the only real good dark Pokemon to come out of this set. Unfortunately, I had high hopes for a few others, but it is what it is. So I don't think a straight dark deck is really going to be coming out for BRs and Nationals, but who knows? You never know, really. But absolutely, Darkrai is still really good, and that's still a good enough reason to play Dark. Simple.
Actually, in my BR, Dawson was just playing a straight dark deck. He didn't run Tornadus or anything. And his strategy was to use his Weavile aggressively, try to get the Terrakion parts or fighting energy, and then if he missed that, he would try to Crushing Hammer. He played Crushing Hammer also, and his goal was versus stuff that played Terrakion, just really focus on disrupting the Terrakion part of the deck, because you can handle the Zekrom part pretty easily. You have an advantage versus that. And if you can cripple Terrakion, you're going to just mow down everything. And you really saw people overextend trying to get their Terrakions out. They'd end up with like a Terrakion stuck active. They couldn't do anything, and eventually they would just lose.
Yeah, there's actually a problem I encountered a lot when I'm trying to make decks for this format, because obviously you look at Terrakion and you're like, well, this is good against Darkrai. It knocks it out in one hit. But unless you really focus your deck around it, it's not easy to just splash in. I mean, sure, you can say, oh, just play Terrakion in a couple fighting energy. But it's really not that easy. Like, if you play it in a Zekrom electric deck, you have to hold on to the Terrakion and the fighting energy in your hand to wait for a Pokemon to get knocked out. And then you have to have your electric Dynamotor onto it and then play the fighting. If you're up against stuff like Weavile, that's not going to work. If your opponent plays an N, it's not going to work. And they could just knock out like your first Terrakion and then you don't get a second one. So really you need like a constant stream of Terrakion in order to beat Darkrai. And unless you focus a deck around it like we see like the Landorus Terrakion decks, I don't really think it's too effective unless you're lucky enough to have all those cards at the right time. Like I tried CMT for the longest time with Terrakion, and it's just so tough to have all the cards in your hand right when you need them. And usually there's only like a one-turn window to pull something like that off, where you get a big knockout on a Darkrai. And I mean, if you whiff that one turn, then you lose anyway. So I think Darkrai is so good that you might be able to get away with not running stuff to counter the fighting Pokemon. But then again, people are going to run the straight fighting decks, so you'll still need a Tornadus, I'm sure. But just splashing Terrakion into decks isn't as powerful as you would think.
Well said. I agree. It's weird. Alright, I can't help it, man. I'm really tired. I apologize, guys. Alright, Andrew Garvin. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen Mew Prime see off into the Law Zone and copy the attacks of? I think, I mean, my my story is going to be a little bit kind of bland. It's not going to be like this ridiculous Lugia Legend 200 damage attack or anything like that. But at regionals, the first regionals of the year, of the season, I played Mew, Zoroark, Yanmega, and there was many instances in which I actually had to not only use Mew to see off my Cleffa in order to eek, but there was actually one instance in which I had to use Mew, see off my Zoroark, set it up. I think I judged us so that he had a Cleffa on the bench. I judged this so that he had to eek on his turn, so that I could use my foul play in order to eek and get myself back into the game. I literally had no other odds. Zero. Like, it was the worst hand I've ever had with that deck, and I had to find a way to eek, and my Cleffa was prized. So I searched up Zoroark with Pokemon Communication, I think, and seed that beast off, and and yeah, it was kind of cool. It was cool having that feeling where I came back out of the blue in that game where I should have absolutely lost, but Seoff helped me eek my way into helped me use my opponent's eek to help me set up. I was really proud of that moment. But that's really the craziest Seoff I've seen in a long time. I don't know about you guys.
The closest thing I have is, again, was also at regionals. The first one was where my opponent saw off a Zoroark and then eventually used that same Zoroark to do 200 against my Magnezone. That's like the closest one I got. So.
Okay.
Drew, have you ever been used Mew Prime?
I mean, I was trying to think of something, but I played against it twice, I think, and both times they did not do anything crazy, so I haven't seen anything crazy.
I've tried all sorts of crazy stuff. It's not been successful, but of the stuff I've tried, the weirdest thing I probably did was I had a Porygon Z Noctowl Mew Prime deck that was designed.
Wasn't that the first deck of Bad Deck Monday?
This was well after Bad Deck Monday developed.
Okay.
I would see off, put a Banette into the Lost Zone, which for 1 energy you flip a coin. If it's heads, you send one of their energy to the Lost Zone. And then I would have Porygon Z, which every turn you get to flip a coin. If heads, take a trainer from your discard, put it on top of your deck. And then Noctowl lets you draw it immediately. So it was just Crushing Hammer and Banette. And I would try to run my opponent out of energy. And it worked once. Every other time it was embarrassing defeat. Especially when they had a Typhlosion in play. Because, man, it gets those energy right back, and that's not cool.
So thought that counts.
That and Excelgor.
I think I win the CL4 then. Dwayne Schoenberg asks, Empoleon Darkrai, thoughts? Thoughts?
Too much?
Why would you play Empoleon?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
That's my thought. Why would you play Empoleon?
More thoughts, boys. More
Thoughts.
Next. That's my next thought. I don't know, man.
Really see the synergy?
The synergy is there in the same set. I don't know. Maybe if Empoleon ran on Dark Energy, that'd be good.
Yeah, the reason it wouldn't work is you're putting so much space into the Empoleon. You need the rare candy. You need to run a whole stage 2 line, and then you need to run Darkrai, different energy type, and you need to run Dark Patch. Your deck's just going to be too clogged. It's not going to work out.
Cool. Alright, the next question is from Robert Hector. I'm curious about how you guys feel about Mewtwo. Do you feel that the top decks will still include it? Do you feel like Darkrai outclasses it? Do you feel like it isn't as good as it was? Do you feel like it will be included in the top national list? Can it still hold its own? Tell me how you feel.
Go ahead.
Well, I played the Battle Royale obviously this weekend, and it felt like, to me, the Mewtwo is in my deck. I feel it was just there for other Mewtwo's pretty much, and the random situation where it's like the lock deck, where I had to just sit there on the bench and power up. to one-hit KO something huge. Other than that, I don't see why you would have gone aggressive with the Mewtwo in the first place, because you would just lose a Mewtwo trading war. I think you obviously still have to play it for other Mewtwo's, but in terms of the way I played, it was solely in the deck it seemed to counter other Mewtwo's. And that's the way I feel it'll be in the future. Like,
Did it still get a good
I can't
use?
see you dropping it. You can't drop it. And like Ezekiel's, because what if they play Mewtwo? So it's always going to be there, but I don't think it's a dominant force per se.
Did you still get to use it quite a bit?
Yeah, I used it a lot. I only played one Mewtwo. It was kind of weird. I played a Revive. I would probably rather play two Mewtwo. I think two Mewtwo is still the right number. But I did use it a lot because my opponents kept going Mewtwo, so I would just get two prizes that way. You have to trade, so you obviously still have to play it, like I said. But other than that, it's not just there.
Okay.
Just mark the two
well
spots
said.
on your deck list.
What about you, Pram? What do you think?
I was thinking about going down to one Mewtwo, just as a counter Mewtwo. Like, if they ever go Mewtwo, I can drop my Mewtwo. Or if there's like a weird situation where I can just take last prize or win a prize war at the end with Mewtwo, then it'd be good for that. But I think for the most part, Mewtwo is underpowered compared to Darkrai, and Darkrai actually almost straight up counters Mewtwo. So like, I think on a lot of matchups it's going to be bad, but in a lot of other matchups it's going to be solid to good, but not great. So you may be able to go like either zero Mewtwo, just go zero Mewtwo, right, and just kind of make the call on saying I'm not going to play against Mewtwo, and anyone who's playing Mewtwo is just going to hold it until the end of the game for the counter Mewtwo, or until they absolutely have to. And you may be able to get away with two, or you can just go two Mewtwo and just be like, you know what, Mewtwo's so good that I will send out Mewtwo, and then hopefully you don't play Darkrai or Euro Mewtwo. I guess, I don't know. I think it's falling out of popularity for Tier 1, for sure.
Alright. And Kyle, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, I still think Mewtwo is extremely good. There's no way a card like that's going to ever be bad. X-Ball is just a ridiculous attack. It's always going to be ridiculous. It dominated states and regionals, no doubt. But it takes a step down, for sure. It used to be nothing could really compete with it. Mewtwo is Mewtwo, man. I mean, the only thing that could beat it was itself. But now we have Darkrai, and even Tornadus to an extent. Both of these cards can kind of trade two-hit knockouts, so you don't really need Mewtwo. And Darkrai probably even has the advantage because it does bench damage as well. The big thing is Mewtwo can just come out of nowhere still and knock stuff out in one hit. Especially with like Dark Patch. I mean, you can just get a bunch of energy in play and then Shaman, move all your energy to a Mewtwo, and get a surprise X-Ball knockout. And if your opponent doesn't play Mewtwo, you can just kind of win a game because you can knock out everything in one hit while they struggle to two-hit knock out a Mewtwo. So it's still going to be around. You still have to worry about it, but it's not the be-all, end-all of the format anymore. I think other stuff kind of keeps it in check, but still very good, and you have to worry about it.
I agree. Mewtwo EX is really good. You can't really deny that, and it'll be interesting to see if Darkrai's emergence kind of scares people away from playing too many Mewtwo's, and if so, if that'll have a big impact in national results from the people that didn't actually, get scared. All right, here we go. Question I've been looking most forward to. Karan Hill, tell a story about the worst friend you've ever had. Go ahead, anybody.
About the what?
The worst friend you've ever had. We'll start with Drew, actually.
Put me on the spot here.
Yeah, man. I want to hear your stories.
I don't have any obviously bad friends like Kyle does. I don't get danced in front of the table after I lose. Stuff like that. I need some time to think here.
All right. We'll go with Kyle.
I don't even
Don't
know
you
where to
dare
start.
say any of mine.
It's
Don't
okay.
you
It's okay.
dare.
You're looking right at him.
Believe it or not, I've had worse friends than Crim.
I'm
Kyle
like,
has so many bad stories.
I'm the best friend, man. I am the absolute epitome of what a good friend is.
Can I just use one of Kyle's bad friends?
You're a funny guy. That's why I like you. But if you want to hear a truly depressing story, when I was, I think, like a freshman in high school, probably like 14 or 15 years old, I was going to see the new Harry Potter movie with my friends, and my friend is like, "Yeah, just give me some money. I'm gonna get us all our tickets, and we'll meet up. We'll go see the movie together, because it was gonna be sold out. It was a big deal, opening night for the new Harry Potter movie. So I was like, all right, gave my money. I mean, I was only like 15, so my parents had to take me. I get there, and I call my friend, and he doesn't pick up, and they're not there. And I call again. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I keep calling, and finally he picks up. I'm like, hey, where are you? I'm at the movie theater. Where's my ticket? And he's like, somebody else took it. And he hung up. I was like, what? So I called back, kept calling back. He finally picked up again. And the guy who stole my ticket answered the phone, and he started mocking me. He's like, hi, this is Kyle, I'm really upset. And then they hung up again. I'm like,
Oh man.
yeah, I'm like, okay. And my parents had dropped me off, and they went home. So I had to call my parents and say, well, somebody took my ticket, and you guys come pick me up. And I had to go home. And I was a very sad kid.
Sheesh.
Ugh.
So yeah, top that one.
Come on, man. Why do you set the bar so high?
Those are my best friends too, man.
Are they still your friends?
One of them, yeah.
No wonder you stick to me, kid.
Yeah. Even after all the stuff you do, it's not as bad as that.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Are we really gonna? Are we gonna throw down right here? Are you kidding me? I am the ultimate good friend. Who's there for you when you're sobbing your little heart out? This guy. All right.
Was I sobbing my heart out?
Hey man, I'm not one to spill the beans. Get it? Spill the beans. Jeez. I don't even have any bad friend stories. I really don't.
Yeah.
I've been a lucky guy.
Like my bad friend stories are just like so insignificant compared to the one we just heard. I'm just like, I can't tell this one because it's just gonna sound like me whining a little bit. What do I do?
We skip to the next question.
Next
That's
one,
what we-
please.
That actually kind of happened a second time too, believe it or
Oh
not.
God, he fell for it
Jeez.
again.
Well, no. I mean,
Just
This
share
time-
more of your life, Kyle.
this time I went see a movie with my friends.
I'm gonna go
we
get
went
Dr. Phil
together.
as a guest.
We went together to the movie theater. We all got our tickets together, and we were all under 18. Plan was we buy tickets to another show, then you walk in to the one that was rated R or whatever, and we all go, and they all get in just fine. But then I go to get in with my ticket, and the manager's sitting there and he's watching me, and he knows I'm not 18, and the ticket or the theater from my ticket is on the opposite end. So he knows if I start walking the other way, I'm going to a different movie. And he's just staring at me. I'm like, uh-oh. And my friends all got in just fine.
Uh-oh.
And this guy's staring at me, so I'm like, I can't go into the movie. He'll stop me. And so I'm like, all right, I'll just go to the bathroom. And whatever. He won't be looking for me when I get out. And he was. And me, he waited for me to come out of the bathroom, and he was still looking at me. Made sure I didn't go to the other movie, and I had to go watch a movie by myself because my friend, they all went to see, I think it was Grandma's Boy, and it was rated R. And my friends all got to see that, and I was stuck watching good old Glory Road, that basketball movie, by
You must have
myself.
been like 13 when that movie came out, Grandma's Boy.
I was probably like 16, 17. But
You don't need to be 18 to watch
Yeah,
rated
you
R
could
movies, I
have
bet.
been 17. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
17.
No, you can
I don't-
you can watch
At
R movies
17.
at 17.
Kind of backwards state do you live in, Kyle?
I was probably 16, right? But yeah, I mean, that was whatever. Cause like, I'm not gonna expect you guys to come watch this crappy movie just because I didn't get in.
That's not so
But
bad.
then I got out, and the guy who took me there just went home. He didn't wait for me.
Did
So
you
I didn't
like
have
let
time.
him know what was happening?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I got stuck in another movie. The manager stopped me. I couldn't get into the movie. I'm like, oh, that sucks, dude. But can't do anything about it. And I get out, and I'm like, where'd you guys go? And he's like, oh, we went home. So once again, I call my parents to pick me up from the movie theater.
I don't know, man. You have some
Since when is
bad
the top
friends.
better
The worst
depressing show?
friends.
You have like terrible friends, man.
Telling me.
Tell me more.
No, please. I think we're gonna
Just stop.
we're gonna have to seek counseling for this poor guy. Can the Top Cut budget afford it? Jeez.
I'm just like thinking back. I was like, have I ever been in a situation even remotely close to that?
All right. Next question.
Nothing where someone was
For
left
the
out
love
that
of
bad.
God, the next question. All right. Joel Montemayor. What do you guys think of Raikou and Eels, since Mewtwo is useless against it?
I like 100 damage anywhere.
All right.
I just don't like dying to Terrakion, but otherwise, yeah, it's good.
All right. Corey Goss. Do you think Quad Groudon will be a top-tier deck if it can find a way to counter Tornado CX? Well, I mean, if it's Quad Groudon, I don't think you can really counter Tornado CX, just by definition almost.
You got like Runes of Elf.
I mean, you need Ruins of Elf and
That's all you need. After that,
Lost Removers and... Sheesh.
well, if you're Quad Groudon, you're probably running Lost Removers and you're Crushing Hammers.
I mean, this deck, you can either run Eviolite or Rocky Helmet. I've seen people run Rocky Helmet with it.
Ooh, that's smart.
And then, yeah, because it softens them up for the second attack. And then you run, I kid you not, it runs like a bunch of potions and Moo Moo Milks. And that Groudon just like doesn't get knocked out, man.
Where do you see these decks at, dude?
Play TCG. When I stream, people played against me.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't think it would ever be a top tier deck, unfortunately, even though I'm a big fan of the big Groudon. But I'd like to see it. I think it'd be fun to play. I'll give it that much. All
I think
right,
Terrakion's just better.
here's a cool question, and I hope you guys have a good answer for it. Nathan Byers, if you had to pick 6 Pokemon to fight in a zombie invasion with, who would they be?
Okay.
Can I get 6 Mewtwo's?
See, at first I thought it said Pokemon players. Now this kind of like lets me down because now I have to actually
Well,
think. I have no idea.
You can change it up a little bit. I mean, there's so many. There. See,
You
like
guys can answer the Pokemon. I'll say Pokemon players. Be my
we can
guest.
just do both.
Yeah, what?
I don't know the Pokemon.
Squirtle.
Squirtle. Say Squirtle. The
I
Squirtle
would
squad.
want
Now
I would want some line of the Charmander line, because that way I'd be constantly warm. I would just have it in front of me the entire time. That or I'd make
I
it
wanna-
walk backwards.
Miltank, for obvious reasons.
Miltank. Oh no! You have to find grass for Miltank to feed on, or else it can't like. Oh.
No.
If you do Miltank and Oddish, then you would have milk infinitely, assuming the Oddish doesn't.
What did you
You would
just
just
fly
pick
somewhere?
like, yeah.
Or like Articuno and freeze them all? Come on.
No, this
You
is
just
like
have like Dialga.
This is like
Yeah.
no, I'm like assuming no legendaries because that would.
Pram just likes to survive.
No legendaries. We have to put restrictions on the zombie invasion with fighting Pokemon.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you can't beat the zombies either. Because I mean,
You can't beat the zombies.
if you could, I would just pick 6 fire Pokemon.
6 Pokemon.
I would just literally pick like 4 fire Pokemon and 2 for survival.
And then
You guys
your
are
rival
overthinking
comes
this.
in and knocks out all your Pokemon and flies away and you're dead.
Oh, what?
Said your rival just comes in and counters you, knocks out all your Pokemon,
He
and
knew I
then flies
picked
away.
Charmander, so he picked Squirtle. Ah.
He leaves you for dead in the zombie invasion.
I'm hopping on the back of my Chadganite, flying away.
Alright.
Isn't there like a rainbow Pokemon that like takes you to a secret,
Uh-oh.
like to
Oh.
a different?
Oh.
No, like there's one that like takes you to like some other world or another, like some, I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of the Care Bears.
Yeah, probably.
Alright. The Pokemon don't actually matter, man. Just get like things like
Sure.
Tyranitar and you'll be
Yeah,
alright.
I'm sure if you pick like
I mean,
What
it-
the zombie's gonna do?
It matters if you pick like Magikarp, because then you're dead. But
Alright, dude. I'm clearly not
No,
picking
no, no, no.
Magic.
If you
I
pick
think I learned my
Magikarp,
lesson in
and
Pokemon
if you kick
Red
it
and
around enough times, it'll turn into a Gyarados and then be really mad and then just
Kick it around.
just kill you.
it may kill you, but if you run away in time, the zombies are just gone. That or the zombies infect Gyarados and then you're just doubly
And you're really dead.
yeah.
Alright, Ninja Death Strike got it. Any steel Pokemon because they're immune to bites, and 4 really strong Pokemon, and then a Miltank for obvious reasons.
No, but you can't have infinite milk with Miltank because it needs grass.
Shush!
So you need,
It's my alternate reality, man.
you need at least a Torterra or like an Oddish or something like that.
I take a Blissey too.
A
Keep me
Venusaur
Yeah.
would work.
healed.
You go Blissey.
Yeah.
It heals you. It's got the eggs.
Yeah.
I don't think the egg
Makes you
grows like that.
Is
breakfast.
there a frying pan Pokemon?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Rotom.
Like,
Just bring a Rotom, dude.
Rotom.
I am
Oh,
killing
yeah.
it today. I am killing
Rotom,
it.
yeah.
Alright.
They can even change into different things.
Why would you
Turn
want,
into a fridge.
Why would you want that?
Turn into a stove.
Well, I think
Turn into a lawnmower.
I think what that actually does, I don't think it actually turns into it. I think it just possesses it. So,
It's got different.
And,
so like, it takes over a laundry machine.
It goes into different shapes.
Yeah, it possesses the laundry machine, so it's in the shape of a laundry machine.
Alright.
Whatever. And I don't know how Rotom works. Okay?
I'm just assuming that's how it would logically work in my head.
Oh, man.
Hey man,
As far
you
as
ask a silly
Pokemon players are
question.
concerned.
You ask a silly question, you're getting silly answers.
Alright. Pokemon players, definitely not. I apologize, Kyle. I really do. But you don't have the survival instincts to survive.
You do.
Are you kidding me? I live in the Wild West, baby. All I can do is survive. I'm from the mean streets
You'd be
of
dead
Yuma,
within
Arizona.
3 days without a Jack in the Box.
Arizona.
I can hunt. See these fists? See these hands? I can hunt.
You can hunt burritos at the Taco Bell.
Skeff is my first option. Robert Skeffington. He's a good, agile guy. 2 beautiful ladies, because you always need beautiful ladies in zombie
They're
movies.
just gonna die and
But
turn
these
on you.
players.
That's fine. It's that's how the stories go, dude. I can't. Who am I to change history and to change the way that these things work? I got to go with the flow. I don't know. I can't think of anybody in the Pokemon community that's actually a survivalist.
I would
Except for me.
I would hands down pick Chuck, because he has actually come up with situations.
Are you serious?
That's all he does at Maynard's.
Are you serious? He would sit in Menards at the booth every day and
He is
just
the
come up with.
first guy that would kick you and shoot your leg so he could run away.
Oh,
Spoiler
no.
alert. Sorry.
Spoiler alert, if you're ever in a zombie invasion and you're next to Chuck.
He would do
You
a little
stay the hell
dance
away
too.
from that guy, man.
Like,
He
"Ha,
like dances
Kyle."
away to victory.
Yeah.
He's like moonwalking his way back. Sucks to be you.
Everyone else goes, Chuck, where'd you go? We sent you 2 out to get
Cross
some
the-
firewood. He goes, the other guy just tripped and couldn't make it back.
Kyle's gonna make
You guys are nuts, man. You guys got to be better at picking these things. You guys would not survive with that.
I would pick the most experienced person, which would be Chuck.
Chuck.
But then you need someone to like keep him in line.
So I picked Jason too.
Congratulations.
You.
You now have the Elite Four as your survival.
He's the only one that can keep Chuck in check, alright?
May the force be with you, dude. Good luck. Alright. We've stuck to this question long enough. Even though I like
question.
it. Yeah, it was a great question. I appreciate the laughs. Alright, here we go. Back to a normal question. Anthony Desiata, what do you think the best count for Sable IDE will be? 0.
1.
1 to 0. You either play, if you play it, you play one of. If not, then don't play it.
I'm gonna play one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the card. I played it a little bit. It just, I guess maybe one if you want. But I'm not a fan of the card. Right, Cameron Bridges. How heavy of a Terrakian tech and heals do you recommend for upcoming battle roads? 1 to 2. How many fighting energies should I be running? Is DCE still recommended?
I think if you play Terrakion, play 2. And I think if you're running, and then at that point you probably have to play like 5-6 fighting, something like that. Like you need to go hard on Terrakion. So.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah,
if you're gonna go
that's the biggest problem with building the deck. You want all these things. The energy is the hardest part. You need the lightning, obviously, to get in your discard pile. You need the fighting for Terrakion. And then if you're going to play stuff like Tornadus EX and Mewtwo, even, you want double colorless, but you can't fit all 3. So you got to pick which ones do you want. Lightning is a given, but do you want the double colorless or the fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I played 4 fighting over the weekend with 2 Terrakion. I was trying to think if I ever played a Darkrai deck, if I ever had both of them in my hand at the same time. I don't think I ever had a fighting in my hand at the same time as the Terrakion, so
Yeah.
definitely would have played like 5 or 6.
I think I like 5. 6 seems a little heavy for me, but I do like the idea behind playing, a good amount of fighting energies. Yeah, I think this is actually the last of our questions. Had a lot of fun doing the viewer questions today. Again, jeez, I've been really tired today. This actually kind of woke me up, so that's pretty cool. I guess we're going to start wrapping things up now, and we'll be back next week, obviously, for the top cut on Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, as always. As far as my shout-outs are concerned, please follow me on Twitter. I finally remembered to ask it this time, at Crims23. I've been tweeting a lot, and I'm having a lot of fun using Twitter. And for those of you that don't use Twitter, you should start using it. It's really fun. It's really interactive. And, I mean, it's so personal that you can't help but interact with people. So, absolutely love it, and I love the idea behind it. Should use it. As far as that's concerned, that's that. I will not be going to any battle roads, but I will absolutely be going to nationals, as will the rest of the top cut. So we'll see you there. And yeah, please buy our playmats, buy our t-shirts. Both of them are on sale right now, and we couldn't be happier about it. We finally have things to be able to, merchandise to be able to bring out for nationals. Anybody else?
Yeah. So, guys, girls, follow us on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter too, at Michael Permwatt. I've been using it pretty often. You can interact with all of us on Twitter. It's a really good way to do that. Yeah, it's pretty much my only shout out that you guys haven't or probably aren't going to cover. So.
True.
Also follow me on Twitter. I'm the best Twitter person. No lie. Also, buy our play
you're a
mats.
cat fan.
Yeah, I tweet many cat pictures. I hope you like cats. Buy our play mats. They're awesome. Thanks to Kyle for getting those made. He says they kind of stink, but hopefully he'll air them out a little bit. I
Sure, they
think,
actually do smell bad.
yeah,
At
I
first.
think maybe I'm stealing Kyle's thunder, but I think he also got the shirts made, so look for those too. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, just like these guys said, follow us all on Twitter. Mine is Pooka311. And of course, our official account is at Top Cut Pokemon. Then like us on Facebook, facebook.com/TopCutPokemon. YouTube is also Top Cut Pokemon. And of course, our website, thetopcut.net. We always post new videos. I'm working on some new articles too. And if you ever want to help us out, if you have an article that you'd like to get posted, or anything at all really, just email us. It's thetopcutpokemon@gmail.com. We're always looking for people to help us out. We're only 4 guys. We do the best we can, but it can get tough at times, especially now that I'm working, Drew's working, and we have less free time. So, yeah, that's about it. And a lot of people were interested in the playmats, so now we got them on sale. They're on our website. You can buy those now. It'll help us out a lot. And support us so we can get better equipment for our nationals, and we can start covering that, make it bigger and better than ever. But other than that, just thank you for watching. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. If you like us, please tell your friends about us on Facebook and Twitter. I can't stress how much word of mouth really does help us out. The more people you reach, the bigger we can get, and the bigger the game can get as a whole, and everything can just improve for everybody. So, just thank you. We love all the support you guys give us, and we appreciate everybody that tunes in. So, until next week, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you later.
See ya.
Later, guys.